Hello people from the gym. Today I want to solve some of your pain points and tell you 3 mistakes that I would avoid to get in the shape of my life, having been through many of the common pitfalls myself. The first one, what do you want out of the gym? Do you want to look better? Do you want to move better? Do you want to feel less pain? Let me be so bold as to guess. Most people have bodybuilding goals. They just don't realize it. Bodybuilders want to put on muscle and remove fat. But Oscar, you say, I'm not a bodybuilder. Yes, I understand, of course you aren't, and you're not going to explode and puff up like one either if you lift a couple of weights. But you have to admit that there are some similarities between your goals and theirs. And that means that there are going to be some similarities in the way you train too. So you can see there's a common theme here. If you want to get stronger, you should probably lift weights. If you want to combat osteoporosis and bone density, you should probably lift weights. If you want more muscle, you should lift weights. If you want to look more toned, improve your body composition, you get the idea. This is an advert for me to say you guys should be lifting weights. It's so important. Cardio and classes are good up until an extent, but lifting weights is really, really important. So here's mistake number 1. Too much cardio. I used to do far too much cardio and I was obsessed with burning calories. And I'm going to show you why that's not necessarily the best way to lose weight and reach your body composition goals. Let me give you an example. Would you rather live paycheck to paycheck? Or would you rather put money in the bank and let the miracle of compound interest do its job? And this is the analogy I like to give when it comes to cardio versus weights for losing weight. See, cardio, you're going paycheck to paycheck. You're burning calories in the short term, but you're building up a lot of fatigue and tiredness, as it's much harder to burn off calories than it is to just not eat them at all. If you take the slightly slower and longer route, where you decide to build muscle, the amount of calories you need to sustain that extra muscle mass is going to increase over time. And if your body burns more calories by sitting down, resting, sleeping, and just existing, then that's going to have a knock-on effect on your body composition. Remember, if you have more muscle, then your body needs more stuff. That means your baseline level is higher and you can ultimately eat more food, which is the goal of this whole thing, right? We don't want to be constantly restricting ourselves and doing hours of cardio just to burn that last bit of fat, because that's no fun for anyone. Okay, the next one is not tracking your progression. Why is it important to track your progression? We've established that we want to build some muscle, and the thing about muscle and the human body is it's very uncooperative. It doesn't like to change unless it has a good reason to. So it's going to be very difficult to build muscle if we don't focus on getting stronger. So how do we get stronger? We work on gradually increasing the weight we use over time, and we do this with a few strategies. But Oscar, you say, give me a practical tip. Of course I will. Here are progression models that I use with all my clients to help them get stronger. The first one is called Beat the Books. And as you can see here, we've got our weeks and then we've got our sets and reps. So we have a rep range of 8 to 12. Say we're doing a dumbbell bench press. Now, in our tracking, the first week we're going to do 10 kilos, starting nice and light, and we're going to do 8, 8, 8. And as the weeks go on, we're going to try and eke out a little bit more reps to jump to the top of that 12 kilo rep range. So as you can see, by week 5, we've got to 12, 12, 12 with 10 kilos. At this point, we're going to add 2.5 kilos and go back down to the bottom of the rep range. So what that's doing is that's allowing us to grow with more volume, more repetitions in the rep range with the given weight, get comfortable with it, and once we get strong enough to go to 12, then we add some weight and jump back down. For the next one, the linear block, something like a trap bar deadlift, this would be great for. We're just going to go 4 sets of 5. Again, starting nice and easy at around 4 RIR. And then as the weeks go up, we just increase by 2.5 kilos every single time. It might not seem like a big jump at all, but by the time you get to week 5, you can see that we've already gone up 10 whole kilograms, which is a big, big jump. So make sure you're staying nice and patient for the linear progression models and just working your way up by 2.5 kilos every single time. The final and most common mistake I see is the healthy food trap. But what are you talking about? Of course there are healthy and unhealthy foods. Well, it's not actually that simple. Let me explain. I used to think that if I ate healthy, that would dictate my scale weight. If I wanted to lose weight, I would just cut out the bad foods like Kit Kats, crisps, and sweets, and I would lose weight. But I was halfway right. See, the main thing that people struggle with, and I get this all the time with my clients, is portion sizes. Nobody knows exactly how much they're supposed to eat. They don't weigh their food out by the grams, and that makes it really hard not to overeat. And the trap that people fall into is they think that if they eat foods like peanut butter and nuts, as well as smoothies, that they're going to lose weight just by virtue of the food being healthy. This is incorrect because although your body is a really complex machine, it cannot break the laws of physics. The energy balance model dictates that if more goes into the body than you burn, then the scale weight will go up. And if less goes into the body than you burn, in terms of calories, then the scale weight will go down. So what am I saying? If no foods are unhealthy or good or bad, then is a Kit Kat the same as an avocado? I want you to think more about foods as conducive to your goals or not. If you want to lose weight and a Kit Kat has 150 calories and you know that you sometimes need a sweet treat to keep you going, then that's going to be a much better choice than an avocado, which although contains tons of micronutrients and healthy fats, is packed full of calories. Yes, I agree with you. Some foods are definitely going to be better for your body than others, and I would always recommend eating 80% whole unprocessed foods which you prepare yourself, as they contain more starch, fiber, micronutrients, and all that good stuff. But I want you to stop demonizing foods as good or bad. A Diet Coke, if you're feeling hungry and have a sweet craving, is not going to do nearly as much calorie damage as a whole handful of nuts. And that might be one of the reasons that you're not losing weight despite trying to eat healthy. It certainly happened to me too. Just to go back to the peanut butter example, if I was trying to build muscle and put on weight, then I would eat peanut butter because it's full of fat, which means it's very calorific. But if I wanted to lose weight, I would eat 0% Greek yogurt with berries because it's packed with protein and it comes at much less of a calorie cost. Do you see what I'm getting at here? No good or bad foods, just ones that fit your goals or don't. And if you don't believe me, here's an amazing scientific study that a professor did in America where he ate only Twinkies and had some protein shakes and vitamins so he didn't get deficient, and he controlled for calories and he lost a ton of weight. Now I'm sure he didn't feel particularly fantastic after eating only Twinkies for that long, but it just goes to show you in the hierarchy of importance, the amount of calories you eat is right at the top. I hope you found some of these common pitfalls really useful and that you can go away and take action on some of them today. And if you feel inspired and like you want to go lift some weights or make some changes to your diet, but you're not quite sure how, then just send me a message using some of the contact information on the screen. I'm always around the gym for a chat, but if you want my full undivided attention, then working with me one-on-one is the best way to do that.